Hi, everyone.
Hello, welcome and welcome back.
Yes. Nice to be here for another Q&A. We haven't done one.
It's been a
for
while. It's been a long
Yes.
while.
Yes.
I have no idea how long it's been.
I know. Too long.
Been a while.
Did we say that enough? So thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. And thank you for your questions.
Yes. Great questions. Before we get started, we did notice that at least half of you who asked questions are not subscribed. So please subscribe to our channel.
Yes, please.
Yes.
We appreciate it very much.
Yes. It's very helpful to get us out there to reach more people. Even liking the videos, that works. Leaving comments, all of that stuff really helps. So we'd really appreciate that. Yes. So I have an announcement to make. Spirit is really taking me in. It's not really it's a new direction.
It's an expanded direction.
That's better.
Expanded direction.
And it's really come. I will not be on this channel as much anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. And it does. Part of it breaks my heart a bit. And then, but I'm so excited about this new calling, this new journey, this new place that I'm going. So what I'm doing is I am working with pretty dark magic, very dark magic, sexual magic, blood magic, sacrifice, like some really deep stuff. Not as a practitioner, but I'm not part of it.
I was just going to say, Pam, do you want to clarify that maybe a little bit?
So what I'm being called to do is, so first, if you're a victim of that, that's where it started, helping people disengage from spells, curses, etc., any of that magic.
And there have been a few clearings where there's been magic involved.
Yes.
And so you've seen Pam at work on a minimal level.
Yes.
Right.
And
there.
It's just getting really going down deeper. Now I have, and I'm so grateful that I am able to help. I have now practitioners who are practitioners of this really dark stuff, who are changing their belief systems, and they want out. They don't want to do that anymore. They want to find the light, and they want to live in a different way. And I'm very grateful, really, and honored to be here and helping them out of it. So that's what I'm doing now, and it's really rewarding and wonderful. So Mari-Lyn is now the one who's going to be working with the darker entities that I always worked with. And I still actually work with them, because a lot of dark magic practitioners work with entities.
Yes,
so that's still part of it.
Yep.
And Nathan is joining.
And Nathan.
Now. So,
and you have seen Nathan and I.
Yes.
We have I think 2 reactions that we've done. We've done a number of clearings together. Unfortunately, none of them are on the channel yet, but they will come.
Yes.
Excuse me. They will come.
They work beautifully together. My hope is that you will accept him and receive these 2 doing those things together.
I have no doubt.
Because he's wonderful. We would not have, that was not it was kind of an easy decision. It's like when I knew I was stepping out, both of us went, Nathan. Like, we knew that he was the one, and he's amazing. He's funny. He's compassionate. He's all those things. So watch for them to do that.
Yeah. And he has been a practitioner in his own right.
Yes. Before coming to TCS.
For a number of years.
Yes.
So yes, absolutely. Before coming to TCS. So
So you'll see a new round of students coming. So the students that we had, they have fully graduated now and are off doing their own thing. We it's always hard for them to leave, but we wish them well. And that's part of being a teacher is you don't get them forever, unfortunately. But the new year will come and you'll start seeing some new ones that are going to start doing videos and so forth.
Some new faces, some new input. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of changes going on here at TCS.
Yeah.
And before Mari-Lyn and I, our other channel, we have a podcast channel, the Conscious Spirit Podcast. She and I are still doing our weekly podcast, still the Fred's meds and the readings and the exercise and all of that stuff is all still there. It's just this piece that I had to walk away, not completely walk away, but walk away from.
Walk out of for a bit.
Yeah. So, and you might see me on an occasional video, an occasional clearing if they need me.
Well, if there's magic involved, you will absolutely see Pam there.
So anyway, I thank you for all the support over the past few years. It's been amazing. And without all of you and what you've brought to the table, brought to us, I would not be able to do what I'm sort of embarking on now. So I'm greatly appreciative of all of you. So, all right. Enough of the announcement. Now to the questions, right?
Okay.
Yes. Some great questions. We see them in the comments and then we go ahead and print them. And so we kind of see them, but we really don't read them until right now. So, but a couple of them, you can't help but see them. So you can't help but read them. So we know a few. So would you like to start?
Yeah. Number one. We're giving credit where credit's due. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from Rooster Sideburns 3440.
Hey, Rooster.
What makes a demon and not just a low vibrational energy? It sounds like you believe. Oh, there's multiple questions here.
We'll stop at that one.
Okay. We'll stop at that one. What makes a demon and not just a low vibrational energy? Depends on who you're asking.
Yes. Great answer. Yes.
You asked me, I'm going to more than likely say that is a low vibrational entity.
Yes. And there's different levels of low vibration.
Sure.
And the lower you go, the nastier they get. And demons I think demons typically are the ones that they might possess someone. They sort of take over. They capture other earthies and low vibration. They have a lot of power. There's lots of power there.
What just came was a demon is more organized.
Oh, yes.
More
yes.
Goal oriented. That's not actually true because low vibrational entities, they do have a goal and it's just to wreak havoc.
Yes.
Right. But this is a more focused.
Yes. To really destroy people.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, if you're talking to a ghost hunter, they'll tell you a demon is anything that is mad at them.
Yeah.
When it isn't. And you've all watched those videos. It's just really some angry earthy. And they're like, demon. Yeah. So
anything that makes them scared is a demon.
Yes. And no, that's not. So I hope that answered your question, Rooster. And there's more here.
Yes. It sounds like you believe in the biblically named archangels such as Michael.
Absolutely.
Is there also a Lucifer?
Yeah. So
a Lucifer as in a being Lucifer?
No.
So
the biblical in the Bible, it says Lucifer was an archangel, right? Or an angel of some sort. I think it said archangel. And he went bad or whatever, and he was cast down, etc. So in what we do, to me, Lucifer or Satan, whatever verbiage you want, devil, whatever verbiage you want to put there, is the same, not the same, it is like God, just in its own realm. So it's an energy that is all connected just like God is all God, I don't believe is a man sitting in a chair judging all of us. Neither is Lucifer. So I hope that makes sense. So in his realm, he is that equality or that equal to what God is. God is far more powerful. Maybe not far more, but is more. No, far more. I would say far. But just doesn't. I'm going to leave it there. That's what I think. That's what I think Lucifer is.
Okay. Because I think that could be a whole.
Yes, that's why I stopped.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes on to say, the whole list of archangels and the different levels, is that something you believe in? I know what Michael does, not so much the others.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I've met many of the other archangels. There are lots of them. I think there's 3 that are named in the Bible, right?
No,
Michael, Gabriel, and I know there's one other and I can't think of it, but there are many. Archangels are all on this sort of on that same level. And then there's other types of angels that are on different levels. There's even, from what I can understand, there's even a level of angel above in higher vibration than archangels. So I'm not sure what their job is. I really don't know. But yes. Yep. I absolutely believe in them. Use different types of angels too in many of our clearings and healings and so forth.
I couldn't tell you too many archangel names because I early on had to just allow whoever came. My ego would get in the way. So I have just learned to accept who comes. Now, there is no mistaking the energy of Michael.
No.
It is big and powerful.
And he's such a protector that we use him. We use him in a lot of what we do. Raphael, Gabriel, and Michael. Those are the 3 in the Bible. All of a sudden I remembered.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Did I cut you off? Sorry.
No, you did not.
All right.
You did not.
And I think you have another question here, Rooster.
Yes.
About the light sources you see in some beings. Okay. I assume that comes from source. Sometimes it's bigger or smaller, but we always hear all energy comes from source, and they also feed on energy. So what happens if they don't have any? So if they don't have any energy, I guess is what.
Right. Well, everything is energy. And there is always energy to be had.
Always.
They always have access.
Yes.
They just do.
It can change forms. So if let's say a lower vibrational being, not a demon, something, demons are way down here. And so they're still in that realm of fear, etc. If they don't have something to feed, they will just get absorbed into a demon. They'll get absorbed into something else lower vibrational. So they just sort of get, so it's,
but they could also get absorbed into the light.
Yes. Yes.
If there is an acceptance.
Yes.
There's an acceptance piece that has to happen.
Yes.
Within that entity, but yes, they can also be absorbed into the light.
Yes. Which is really where the guardians come in. They are really, when they take them away. I just looked down and I saw guardians.
Yep.
Oh, so let me finish. Maybe you asked the question I'm about to answer.
Yes.
Okay. Same with Earthies who haven't passed on and take energy. Do they actually need energy to survive like we need food? Yes. In that realm.
And that's how they gain strength. And like I said, there's always energy. So they're going to have energy to sustain them. But when they start feeding off of human energy, they grow in strength.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, an Earthie, if there are no people around, they haven't learned how to take it from other Earthies or, they haven't learned, like you were just saying, they will sort of lose power and just get absorbed, and they will be taken to the higher realms that way. But the conscious piece is still conscious. It goes up, then they get to be healed and all of that beautiful stuff. When the guardians take away those real low vibrational, and it's almost like they're going to therapy. We call it like spirit jail, but really it's more of a therapy. They're trying to get them to see the light and see the love and live or exist that way, as opposed to down here. And if for no other reason, they keep them there so they can't be out wreaking havoc and hurting people. Right. All right. Thanks, Rooster.
Yeah.
Always good questions from you.
So we have Judy Laverde 7720. Why does spirit cause sensations like itchy skin or achy muscles and joints?
Yeah. Depends on the level. Yeah. So if you at one, like when I go into places, you'll see that I'm always playing with my hair. I'm always moving. I'm not, it just, that low vibration it itches. It itches on your skin. Blah.
And each person is different how they experience that change in vibration.
Yeah. She doesn't get itchy like I do.
Some people it doesn't affect. Some people aren't sensitive to that change in vibration. As you say, as the side of my nose is itching horribly. But Pam feels it externally. I feel it internally.
Yep. Also with the achy muscles and joints, all of that is low vibration, has a weight to it. High vibration does not. So high vibration kind of comes in and floats around and goes wherever. And lower vibration, anything in the realm of fear, settles, and it'll settle in your weakest point in your body. So in your joints, in your back, in your head, you'll see people that get really bad headaches when they're in activity. Or not even that. They go to the grocery store and they come home and they have this monster headache is because of all the low vibration that was there.
Yep.
So it settles, it finds a place, and it just sits where the high vibration just keeps going. Yeah. I hope that answered your question. Thank you. Yes. I listen to a lot of meditation music. Oh, this is Bic Light 2007. I listen to a lot of meditation music. I know that as we age, our ears can't detect as broad. Oh, this is definitely for me, isn't it? Can't detect a broad range of frequencies as when we are young. Does the inability to hear as wide a range of frequencies affect the energies we experience in listening to meditation music? No. So that's a great one. The reason I said that's my question is because those of you who've been watching, you know that I have hearing loss. And my hearing loss is certain tones I just cannot hear. So especially if I'm speaking to someone who has an accent, you might as well, I need subtitles. Like, can someone translate? I can't get it because there's certain tones. Obviously the same with music. When you're meditating, it's really not your ears that are hearing it. It's your divine line. It's your soul. It's energetically you are getting what you need to get from that music. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So no.
Okay.
And great question, by the way.
Yes, it was. Michaela 1177. Are doppelgangers real? And if so, why do some people experience this phenomenon?
Yes, they're real. And why not? I guess would be my, sorry, I don't mean to be flippant, but
it depends on who you ask what a doppelganger is as to the answer that you get.
That's true. Yes.
Because there is a paranormal doppelganger. And then there is that living person that is, people want to say you're identical.
And you're really not.
It's not.
Yes, look, you very, like, you could definitely pass as siblings without a doubt. But there's always one is heavier or thinner or taller or shorter
or the shape of the face is longer or rounder.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
It's not an identical thing.
Right. Yes. If you think of how many people on this planet, you are bound to we all have them. Every one of us has at least one, if not more. And why do you experience it? I think because you contracted to meet this person for whatever. There's a lesson there for you. There's something to learn. And that was going to be your experience in this lifetime. Sorry, I don't have some great answer for you that you can, but that's it. Like everything else, there are lessons. Why? The same reason we come across anyone in life. Right. Because there's lessons.
There's lessons.
There's karma. There's something to clear up. There's a reason that you're together.
Right.
Rockin' 3 solo? I don't know.
That's what I would say.
Okay. In our culture, we have 5-day ceremony for our people that passed on to help them get to the spirit world. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
They say it takes time to get there, but I just was wondering, how do we know if they left on their travels? Okay. So
trust.
Yeah. And this culture, if I can almost guarantee that there are far fewer Earthies in your culture than in ours.
Absolutely.
Because when we leave this Deva, when we leave this physical body, we stay around. We know we're in the higher realm. We know we've crossed over. There's some sort of connection there, but you stay for a week, sometimes 2, acclimating yourself, saying, spiritually saying goodbye to people, sort of getting some questions answered. Like there's all sorts of things that you do during that time. You go to your funeral, etc. And what you're talking about, this whole ceremony, what a beautiful way to keep that soul from getting so scared they want to stay. Right. Or, so yeah, I think it's a man. And you just have to trust that they've gotten to where they've gotten. And I would absolutely say with the way you do this in your culture, a very high number of
very high number
go home. Go home. Yeah.
And being earthbound overall is kind of rare.
It is. I mean, it's very rare.
When you're looking at the number of people that die every day, the percentage is so low of people who don't cross. Yes. And when you have this ceremony that helps them. Yeah.
Man. No, I think that's beautiful. And I do wish that we did more of that. People talked about death more and understanding.
That's what I was just going to say. I wish people talked about death more.
Yeah.
I know when my mother was passing, I don't know how many days, but it was within the week. There would be times where no one was there. You could just tell. And she slept a lot. But when she woke up one day and she looked at me and told me that she went to heaven. I had no doubt. I knew even before she had told me that she was in and out of the higher realms. She had family that had already crossed over that she was recognizing in her room.
Beautiful.
But the fact that she was able to recognize it and know it, and that brought her such comfort.
Yeah.
In her final days, that was brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And that similar to like the ceremony, I'm sure. I mean, this is after you go, but just talking about death and and her
Mhm.
finding that peace and that love and knowing that she was going home.
Mhm.
That is so beautiful.
And it's not uncommon for people who are in an illness where their death is, kind of like drawn out, for them to come back and forth between the realms. So,
yeah, beautiful question. Thank you for that. Thank you. And that if we could have rituals like that here, ceremonies, how beautiful.
There would be even less.
Yes.
All right. So we have Marion 2687.
Good question.
Okay. Why does the spirit world need you? Why can't they do it on their own? I understand the concept of free will and that you sometimes have to convince Earthies to go or show them the way. But the entities are taken away. Why do they need you in the middle of this?
Good question. So let's sort of bring that back just a little bit. So, and it kind of goes with actually the question that we just had. When we leave this body, we have a really there's a quick question. You going home or are you staying? Are you in love or are you in fear? What are you going to do? And you make a quick decision, right? When you choose, because it's always a choice, to stay as an earthy, there is sort of that feeling of stuck there at that point. You are in the vibration of fear. You are only living within your wounding. You are living within your unhealed behaviors and ways of thinking. So you are a miserable
mess.
Yes. Yes. So you have guides around you all the time trying to get you to go. However, you are in such a state, they sort of ignore them. They're so much closer to the Earth's plane that they want to talk to. A lot of them still think
some think they're still living.
They're still living.
Yeah. They don't realize that they have gone, that they've died.
And they learn how to take energy from living people to go. So when we are called in to do a clearing, the living people in their home have precedence over their home. That's their home. So we could either, like we've seen other mediums and stuff, and they just like get them to go. They get that earthy just to leave. And so then the earthy goes to the neighbor's house or somewhere else and tortures them. So they're in that place where they're torturing people. So the reason they need us is to help them understand, there's a better way to live. They can become healthy and happy and loving beings again. And what they're doing is hurting people. They're hurting the living. They are miserable messes. So that's why they need us. That's why. That's the why. Can they eventually cross over? At some point, if they're, yes, it could be 80 years. It could be a long time before they do that. So our job is, we don't just willy-nilly go out and start crossing things over all over the place. That's not we get asked to come in and help. And our first goal or our first mission, whatever it is to help the living people to not be tortured anymore. So mental, emotional, physical pain, people that live in the paranormal are miserable. And sometimes they don't even know they are. They don't realize that they could be so much happier. They're living in this filth. They're codependent with the spirits, the Earthies. So I hope that answers your question as to why. Did you want to add anything?
I think the only thing that I would add is that their capacity, an earthbound spirit's capacity is so diminished. They can't reason. And, if they don't really understand anything but the fear that they are existing in.
Yes.
That's all they've got.
Yeah.
And so we, as the medium that can communicate both sides,
we help everyone understand. Everyone gets healed.
Everyone.
Yeah. So that's why we're in the middle. And then there's another one about entities, but I think we answered that with another question.
I think so. Yep. I think we did.
Great question, Marion. Thank you. J65. Some say we should acknowledge the darkness, both outside ourselves and inside, in order to transmute and heal it. But others say ignore the darkness as it won't bother you.
Sorry.
What do you feel is the best way to live? Well, Jay, yeah. Do you want to start with that one?
Ignoring your wounding is never healthy.
No.
And that's what darkness, at least for me, that's the way I see it. Darkness and light, fear and love.
Yes.
It is fear. It is our wounding. It is our traumas. And we absolutely need to look at them and heal them so we can expand and grow. And not only does it help enlighten ourselves, but it helps enlighten mankind.
Yes. And good luck ignoring it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well.
And I know people try, and it's total bypass.
Total. Yeah.
So they're totally bypassing what they need to. And they're on this pink cloud, and I'm just going to ignore everything. That's not a way to live either.
No,
it's
not
meant to.
No.
We're meant to be really traumatized as children, to live in that trauma, and then to learn from it and heal and grow, etc. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So good question.
Yeah. Great question.
And we hope you follow our answer.
Yes. Now, I will say, if you're just talking about lower vibrational energy, like maybe someone, like you go to the grocery store and that can be a place of just anxiety and anger and so forth. Even that you can't ignore.
No, but you don't have to get in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can learn to just ground that out, just clear your energy, keep it at a certain vibration.
Yeah. Maybe you even learn when not to shop at that store.
Yes.
I actually have a store that I shop around its energetic vibration.
Yeah. Makes sense. There's a store that when I would do more in-person training, there's a big store that we would, and I won't say what it's, I don't want to be rude, but I would take students there and okay, we have to see if we can hold our vibration up really high, because we're going to walk in there and you're going to want to tank.
You're going to tank. That's exactly the word I was going to use. Yep.
Yes. So,
all right. Juniper Pearl.
Okay.
Jeez. Ouija board. Okay. Can a Ouija board be recycled to be used for pendulum work for good and not with negative influences? Ooh, Ouija board to be recycled.
I'm not sure what I really don't quite understand it. However, I would say any tools, because a Ouija board is just another tool, just like a pendulum is a tool. Tarot cards are a tool, crystals are a tool, all of that. It's really your intention behind it. It's your intention. It's not the tool itself.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
There's something.
No, I'm trying to figure out what is the end game to the question.
Oh, because she wants to use a pendulum with a Ouija board.
See. And I just
guessing, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So I would really be careful. I would really find a good teacher who can teach you how to open space, how to hold space for yourself,
how to hold your vibration high, how to ground, how to ground.
Yes.
How to ground.
And how to ground.
Yes.
So
yes, how to ground.
Yes. And then however, I will say, if you learn how to do that, you might as well keep going with that teacher and learn how to open your channels and to receive, and you won't need those tools.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, but anyway, it's the intention behind it.
Yeah.
I'll get back to that.
Yes.
And if you're not holding space correctly, if you're not doing those things correctly, you can still end up with some
with some lower vibration that just,
yeah. You can be tricked and all sorts of things.
Absolutely. Okay. So she goes on for another question. Going to our POV on bowling horror stories.
Oh boy. Okay.
Ooh, I don't remember much about this. There was an entity that confused you because it seemed to be able to drive a vehicle and you had a problem reading it.
We were confused by that? I don't remember
Well,
being confused by that.
I don't think the entity itself was driving the vehicle. There was a
human
driving the vehicle.
Because he was jumped. If I remember correctly, that would be the only way. So a human was jumped by, that's not the same thing as possession.
Right.
Was jumped
by it. Where I can see that would be there's some confusion around that.
Confuse it because then you're mixing two different consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
So wondering if they are strong enough to accomplish such tasks without possessing a human. So I think the question is an entity able to drive a car?
No, not without a human host.
No. Yeah. They're very limited, but they need that human interaction.
Yes.
And there are many ways to manipulate a human without possessing them.
Yes.
Many, many ways.
Yes.
To control a human being, especially if that human being is altered in any way.
Yes. Which is possible. And I'm trying to remember that video. Sorry. It's really, I think there was that the one where was he drunk or something? Like there was some alcohol involved, something. I don't remember. But yeah, and again, possession is different than being jumped. And in that situation, I do remember there was a jumping involved.
He was jumped and not possessed. Yeah. And then she has a statement here which I want to read. Simple poltergeist, besides simple poltergeist activity, how powerful can these entities get? Entities don't cause poltergeist. Poltergeist is caused from a human being.
Yes. You do say poltergeist activity, so I'm assuming that you mean throwing things around the house, whatever.
Yeah, right? It's hard to know exactly what it is that that you mean. They can get pretty powerful. They can get very powerful.
Yeah, they and it really becomes, this is kind of back to that one, why do we come in and intervene?
Right.
Well, because the human is being tortured. They're very powerful. They're very powerful. They can make you sick. They can make you do things you wouldn't normally do. It's a real mess.
It is.
It's a real mess. All right. Next question.
Okay.
She had another one, but I think we're going to wait and read the other questions first, try to get to more questions. And then if we have time at the end, we'll go back and read that there's a third one here.
Sounds good.
All right. Callie99.
Yeah.
All right. I'm wondering whether there are people with no souls. No. There's always a soul. The vibration could be higher or lower, but a body deva has to have a soul. And like it's a partnership.
They go together.
They go together. It's a partnership. That's why a lot of our jobs as teachers and healers is to teach you that your physical body, your deva, is separate from your soul, working together. That's a big part of what we do.
Huge part.
Helping people with that. I heard somewhere that during a lifetime, a soul can decide to leave the body if this life is too hard for it. And in exchange, a new soul is assigned to this body. That's called a walk-on. It's extremely rare. Extremely, extremely rare. However, I also heard that sometimes there's no such exchange and a person remains without a soul. No. No.
No.
And it is preordained, or it's a contract
Pre-contracted
to do that, to have one person, like maybe someone only wants to, there's so much of this that is above my pay grade. So please, but let's say I wanted to come in and experience, I only want to experience these things that happen within the first, say, 30 years of life, right? And there's someone else that wants to experience from 30 to 90 years old. They don't need that partner. So they come together and make a deal that way. It's really very rare. Mostly you come in for that entire life, or at 30 you die. But let's say the other people, whoever came in to be your parents, whatever, they don't need that lesson of you dying. They need that those other lessons. So that would be a time where that exchange, that walk-on, they call it walk-on, could happen. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, but I'm getting confirmation with everything you said.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah. Aaron DNNIS. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, do you think all these ghost investigators would be so antagonizing or challenge these spirits, earthies, entities if they had the abilities that you both have and really understood what they were dealing with?
No.
They wouldn't do what they do if they knew what we knew.
Well said. Well said.
Bingo.
Well said. Yes. They do it for the money. I'm sorry. The money and the adrenaline rush. I think it starts as an adrenaline rush, and then they start doing things like on YouTube or whatever. They start making a bunch of money. No, I'm going to say this kindly, but I don't think any of them are happy people, because they're not doing it for them anymore. At some point, it's for the viewers. They have to, it's all for the money. It's all, yes. And there's a new adrenaline rush there. New subscribers, people commenting, people loving them. They have fans, they have whatever. Yeah. So no, they would not. It's a whole different way of life. Because some of these investigators go to places that are extremely hostile and they say something like, you can't hurt me or touch me. Yeah, that's like an old wives' tale. They're going to hurt you if they want to hurt you.
They're going to touch you if they want to touch you.
Yeah. And they can also do it in ways that these ghost hunters don't even realize.
Exactly.
Like that headache that ghost hunter just got. Or maybe they start feeling sick. I mean, there's all sorts of ways that they can be hurt, and the ghost
and they can be very subtle, right?
Yes. Yes. Or all of a sudden there's some emotion there, or some old wounding. This is why if you're a medium, you have to heal your wounding. You have to heal your shit, is what we say. Yes, because they will poke at your wound.
Yes.
So let's say you have grown up, you had an abusive father, let's say, and there were certain things that father said or did that still bother you. You don't realize that's what it is very often, but there are things that bother you. Those earthies and entities can tap into that, and they can really start just messing with you, and you don't even realize that it's something, it's a consciousness doing that to you. So yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
They're tricky.
Yes. He does have, let's see, I want to read this part is, he says something here. The comparison I always make when they act like that in an investigation, for example, in real life, if someone had bad intentions of hurting you and you could just say, stop, you can't touch me. Yeah. A human's not going to, that's not going to make it. You're not all of a sudden. Yes. That is so funny.
No.
Yes. So,
I have reading that, I have in my brain of, like the 9-year-old little girl with the 12-year-old brother.
Yes.
And that just
yes.
And then it's on.
Challenge
Game
accepted.
On. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And basically that's what the ghost,
Same thing.
It's like,
yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Oh,
Great question. Thank you.
yes. All right. We are at dark
Draw
in.
Dark drawing.
Okay. What's a method you suggest to open your third eye, increase psychic abilities?
A good teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Find a teacher.
Yeah. This is a question that comes up a lot, and it's, I appreciate you asking it because people need to hear there is no quick answer. There is no way to truly just like you see videos, watch this and open your third eye and this, that. It's like, what are you even talking about? You're just screwing with your brain is what you're doing. You're not opening that up. It takes practice. There are a lot of rules. There are ethics. And another thing is people don't really have a definition for what psychic is. They don't know what being psychic is. What does that mean?
You're right.
Yes. You hear people all the time say, let's say if I was in a car accident and someone would say, well, you're psychic. Shouldn't you have known that? It's like, how the F am I going to know that I'm still human. I have all these human things. You don't know everything. You don't know everything about anyone else. There's so many different things involved and free will is involved and you can't I can't just know everything about you. It's just unless you choose to tell me. So,
but then why would you?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, find a good teacher and learn how to work with your clairs
and heal.
Lots of
healing
and more healing
and grounding and grounding and grounding
and grounding. Yes. So there you go.
There it is.
Okay. All right. Good question.
Yes.
Because a lot of that's I think that's a popular question. People want to know that. Doc 1721. All right. Question. Is it possible to actually have a portal in a home? Sure. Portals are not real common though. You've called them you've called them doorways in other terms. No,
they're different.
Those are different things. Yeah, those are different things.
There's so many phenomenon, energetic phenomenon that are lumped into specific terms like portal. Do they all start with P? Like portal, poltergeist,
right? Right. So those are different things. But what causes this phenomenon in a home? It's many things. A lot of emotional activity in the home, mental could be different things. The grid's getting messed up.
Could be something with the land.
And
she goes on to ask, is it always ritualistic? No, absolutely not.
And that can be like witchcraft, magic.
Sure.
They can open shit up. Ouija boards.
Or can they have existed on the land before a home is built?
Yeah.
Yes, it can. And that's not an either or. There are so many different answers to that question.
And a portal in the earth is different than a portal within the dimensions too. So
absolutely.
Yep. So let's see. I know someone in their home, and the crazy stories around paranormal experiences have blown my mind because of a portal. Okay. I think that's another, in my opinion, disservice that ghost hunters have done. Ghost hunters, for me, is such on one hand, they've opened the concept of the paranormal to the masses, and that's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
And the downside is they've opened the concept to same thing to the masses, because they have the wrong terms. They don't know what's going on. They're getting people confused. I can't tell you how much confusion happens. There's probably a lot of activity going on there. Most likely it's not from a portal. They just have probably some really intelligent or entities or earthies that know how to, and when I say intelligent, I mean they know how to manipulate energy, they know how to manipulate people, and they're working around it and things are happening. Yeah. So great question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mad Cat Egyptian.
Okay.
Would you ever consider doing a reaction video to a show or episode that guarantees a trained psychic medium will make sure they pass all spirits over to the light at the end of the show or the episode?
No. I would say no. I have no. For me, here's the thing. If they're truly doing what we do, which honestly we have not met other mediums who do what we do. We have not seen them on YouTube. True. They say they're mediums, but everyone says they're a medium now. Psychic medium, as a matter of fact, is what they say. There's so much more to what we do than just crossing over an earthly or an entity. And that is certainly, I have never met anyone that can work with entities the way we do. Just saying. I'm sure they're out there.
Agreed.
I'm sure they're out there. But no, I would have no reason to.
Yeah. And
partly because we don't do them anymore.
The
POV reaction.
We don't. What I'm being encouraged, thank you, Cowboy, to say is that if you have a specific video, you are more than welcome to put that in a comment. Don't use the link because YouTube likes to remove links.
Yes.
However, in the most recent reaction that Nathan and I did, we asked for suggestions. If you have an episode that you're interested in us doing, go ahead and put it in a comment under that video. Whether it's one we will do or not, I can't tell you. But absolutely.
Yes.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
And
the channel name and the exact name of the video.
Of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good question.
Thank you. Yeah. It really was a good question.
And thank you for asking it.
Yeah, because we've had other people sort of touch on that before. Yeah. Miss Dietzers. This is the one with the little the bee.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Do you feel the viewer's assistance in cleansings? I know you've mentioned about feeling us peeking or leaning in, even when we tell you not to. Yes. But do you get that there are energies helping too? She goes on to say that her Reiki sort of tingles. At the moment, no. We're not. I'll speak for myself, but I guess I could probably speak for you.
You can
too.
Speak for me too.
We're not. We're so focused on what we're doing and the energy coming in, or the information coming in, that we're not. But sort of outside of that, it's like, yeah, we know that's what you do. Anytime you want to watch one of our cleansings, and you want to send that beautiful high vibrational energy, you want to send that Reiki to us, absolutely. We love that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. What we don't like is the full leaning in, trying to understand what's going on. That can lead to something happening in your home, not necessarily with the entities that we're working with here, but you could attract others. And we have helped people. We've get those emails on occasion. Yep. I know you say not to do it, but I did it. And now I have something in my home. I need your help. And I want to say bravo to those who are honest enough to reach out to us.
Absolutely, yes.
Because if we have some who reach out, there's some who aren't reaching out because they're too embarrassed.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Thank you. We're always willing to help anyone who reaches out to us. But yeah, so it's the reason why, or what you're doing. Yes. And yes, please.
And thank you for sending us that.
Yes, absolutely. It's always, it's very much appreciated. Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. You want to read the next one?
Sure. grounding and raising vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but to me, it always sort of feels like pulling in two different directions.
Yeah, you're doing
What
it
is raising vibration and grounding supposed to feel like? What does it feel like when you do it?
Okay. So even though yes, you're doing it wrong is what I want to say, but there's really no wrong. So I say that sort of with a grain of salt, but you could learn how to do it. You shouldn't feel, to me, that's like, you're not in a taffy pull. It feels like you're that, right. Like it's a very symbiotic relationship, and it's a beautiful feeling.
It's a very, for me, warm. It's flowing. Now the energies grounding and connecting, the energy runs in a loop, right? So they are going in opposite directions in that loop. And at the same time, there's no pulling apart. What I get from that is you are trying to do it.
Yeah. Let go, let go and relax into it and allow it to happen.
Let the energies just flow through you.
Or reach out to Mari-Lyn. She can help you with that.
I could.
She's a wonderful teacher. All right.
Or Nathan. I don't want to take away from Nathan.
Ooh.
Don't want to take away from Nathan.
Oh, Nathan, I'm so sorry if you're watching. Yes. Nathan. Yes. Do not want to take away from Nathan at all. No.
I love when I ask Nathan to ground.
Oh my gosh. He has amazing energy. He has this big, this energy. It like almost like you're like, okay, all right. I feel you.
I got on Zoom with him one day and I was just excited. I was excited. I don't even remember about what. And I'm just like, oh, no. I said, Nathan, would you ground me, please? And he said, no, I feel like this.
Jerk. In the nicest, loving way.
Thank you, but I need to be grounded. Oh my God. So funny.
All right.
So I hope that helped and answered your question.
Yes. If souls reincarnate, which I kind of feel like they do, they do. I don't like the word reincarnate, but that's I might get to that. They must start somewhere. Are there souls out there on the first round still?
Yes.
Somebody with no previous life. Yes. And they're just horrible. Sorry. I should say that. Not horrible like that, but they're just sort of in the spirit realm. They call them children or teenagers because they're their energy is all over the place. They're up, they're down, they're here, they're there, they're resistant. They're miserable in the sense of trying to like have a real conversation or trying to say, teach them or do something. Like I wouldn't want to be a parent of a first timer and I personally have not come across a first timer, but ones who have only had like maybe 10 lives or something. And it's the same thing. You can tell someone like, when you talk to someone and regardless of maybe their traumas, their sort of behaviors, whatever, there's something really soulful about them. And there's this beautiful energy. You can see that beautiful energy within them that is, an old soul. They're sort of wise.
There's a wisdom.
And those are the ones that have been around long.
And on the other side of that, those newbies, if you will, there is a naiveness.
Yes.
Naivete.
Yes. Yes.
There is a real naiveness around them. They don't have any wisdom at all, which can be really painful for some people.
Yes.
To interact with them.
Yeah,
sure.
So, and they don't get better with age. They don't get better with age. Like you might meet a teenager and you're like, I'm not sure if they're there or not. But then you see them again when they're 30 and you're like, oh yeah, they're an old soul. They got it. And the other one, you just want to slap. Right? You're just like, But they're the ones, often those teenagery ones are the ones, they're sort of the movers and the shakers. They're the ones that get shit stirred up in life, in our communities. And yeah, so yes. All right. That was the last one.
Funny.
However, we did have one that we skipped. Do we have time to get to that last one?
Sure.
All right. So back to Juniper Pearl.
Yeah.
Glitch in the Matrix stories. I had a quirky experience when driving that I cannot explain beyond glitch in the Matrix. I know you speak of parallel planes, but how does this happen seemingly so regularly? I don't know if it is irregularly or not. But for me, while driving, a specific car next to me turned off south and I continued north. Within a few lights, I pulled up next to the same exact car. There is no logical way that the car could have gotten ahead of me. Was it a glitch? Or was it there just to mess with us? You know, there are, I'm gonna argue one point, and there are ways that it could have happened to get there.
Sure.
It could also have been some sort of, what you call it, a glitch in the Matrix or something. Could have also been the exact same car. There's so many, and I'm sure you thought of that. I'm sure you thought of it, because there are, you know, especially when you decide that you like a particular car, you see it everywhere. You know, do you like that? Like you're going to go buy a new car and you think, oh, I think I want this one. All of a sudden you see them everywhere. So I think it happens a lot in the same spots. So I would pay attention every time you're at that particular light. I'd pay attention.
Right. So rifts, dimensional rifts exist. It's very possible that there is a rift in there. This is a topic that I don't like to go to, because it gets so big and the possibilities are so unknown. I mean, really, it is unknown. Our human brain can't comprehend the other end of this sentence.
I always say it's above my pay grade. Yeah. So just know that it can happen, and it very possibly happen. And if you can look at it like, wow, that was really freaking cool.
That's pretty awesome.
That is really awesome. Yeah. And because sometimes even if we gave you some big answer, it may not be enough for you because your brain is just spinning on it. So if you can look at it, it's just a really cool thing.
Yep. That's where I've had to go with things like that, of just wow and stop. And you learn that the more you get into spiritual life, you learn to not question quite as much or stop, because it can really make you nuts. It can mess with you emotionally, physically, mentally, energetically, and even spiritually. It can really do some damage. So,
all right,
there you have it. You had a cool experience.
So I would like to say, first of all, thank you to everyone. Awesome questions. Very great.
Yeah.
If you want to develop your abilities, you have activity in your home, you want a reading, a healing, there's some witchcraft or some really dark magic stuff going on, whether it's affecting you and you need those spells broken and dissolved, or you're a practitioner wanting to get out of it. All of those things,
any and all,
please look us up. We are at the moment reworking our website, so not everything is on there yet, but you can still reach out from there. TCS everydaypsychics.com.
Yes. It has simplified very recently, so you know it's easy to find.
And please know that just because Mari-Lyn will be on here with Nathan Moore, we've not broken up. We're still besties. It just is what it is. That'll never change. So, and I will hopefully see you all. I'm sure I will.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure. You know, you start jonesing for some Pam, you just go to the Conscious Spirit Podcast.
Yep. And there I am.
The YouTube channel or on, anywhere you stream your podcasts. Fred's Meds are now on there. Starting at number 1. In fact, I think this evening, number 13 gets put on.
Nice.
So.
All right. Please, those of you who haven't, like, subscribe, share, do all that great stuff.
Yes. The notifications, all of that good stuff.
Yes.
We appreciate your support.
Yes. Thank you.
And
all right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.